Hello everyone, Reaper here again with another comic book haul video. I hope everyone had a great Black Friday. Hope you were able to get some good deals. Unfortunately, not too many of my comic book stores had some deals on this day, but whatever. So let us begin. I was able to pick up quite a few books and quite a few good books over the last few weeks. So I'm eager to show you them. So let's start off. As you know, I go by saving the best for last, or what I think is the best for last. So you'll see the order all, screwy. So if you're a first-time viewer, that's why I jump from different numbers and in the same titles. I just try to save the best for last. Not that the ones I'm showing up first are not good in their own right, but key book-wise, I try to save the best for last. So let us begin. Teen Titans number 56. Let me just adjust a little to get some of that glare out. The reason why I picked up this book in particular, it is because it's the first appearance of the third Clock King. Now, this Clock King is very similar to the Clock King that was on the Batman the Animated Series, with the glasses and the clock hands. So that's why I picked this one up. Moving right along. Robin, number 126. This is the issue where I believe Stephanie Brown is the new Robin, or at least for a brief time. Batman 457. Now, the reason why I'm showing two copies of this, well, first of all, let me talk to you a little bit about it. This is, I believe, now, please correct me if I'm wrong in the posts. As you know, I've been wrong many times in some of my videos, because I've just been getting into DC over these last few months. I've been mainly a Marvel guy, so my information on DC is not as good as it should be. But anyway, I believe this issue is where Tim Drake officially became Robin. I know there's another issue, I believe the 442 is where he first wore the Robin outfit, but I think this is the first issue where he became Robin. But please correct me if I'm wrong. Now, the reason why I'm showing you two of these is because, look, I don't know if anybody can leave maybe some of you could leave a comment, but you see the difference here? It says on top of this one right here, new Robin issue. But in this one, it doesn't say it. And it's not like one's a newsstand edition and one isn't. They're both, they don't have the binary barcode on the bottom, so I don't know what the deal is with that. So I just noticed this. I previously I bought one of these, and then I was looking at another comic book store, and I saw that they were selling another one for $1, and I figured, what the hell, I'll get another one. But as I was going through my books the other day, I noticed, wow, one says new Robin issue and one doesn't. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe some of you or one of you out there know what the deal is, or if anything. But please leave a comment if you know anything, all right? Moving right along. Batman 450 and 451. Once again, I found these for $2 each. This, I believe, is the 450 is the issue where the Joker, you found out that he was alive after Death in the Family. Apparently, Batman 429, from what I was told, at that time, readers were led to believe the Joker was killed in a helicopter crash, and this is the issue where he finally comes back, and you find out that he wasn't killed. I read these two. They were really, really good. It was basically another guy impersonating the Joker, and the real Joker, it brought the real Joker out, and the real Joker was having trouble, gaining his confidence as the Joker again. So it was really good. Two good stories, and I know some of you out there showed these in some of your previous videos to get them because they're Joker issues. Yeah, I would recommend them too. Cool covers, anything with the Joker on it is always, good to have. And really cool story. Really cool two-parter. Forgive me if there's always a little pause. I haven't quite figured out how to keep my computer from going to sleep every now and then. I had it in the last video, but apparently in this one it tends to go to sleep if I'm not constantly touching the mouse pad, so please forgive me for the delay. Okay. Let's see here. Not much glare, but sorry for the tiny bit glare there. If I adjust them just a little bit, it gets rid of that glare. Okay. Detective Comics 647 and 648. This is the first appearance of Stephanie Brown. As you know, I talked about her a little bit earlier with this issue, where she became Robin, I believe. She makes her first appearance in 647, and in this one, she becomes the Spoiler, a character called the Spoiler. So I would recommend getting these issues if you see them. Hey, any first appearance in Batman is worth getting. So here you have Stephanie Brown, and then you have Stephanie Brown as the Spoiler. Detective 647 and 648. Batman 655. I believe this is the first appearance of Damian Wayne. I've heard other stories that he showed up in Son of the Demon. I think that was a, one shot. And then 656 is where I think you see him fully. But I don't know. I've heard that this one's credited as his first appearance. Once again, if I'm wrong, or if you have an opinion on that, please leave it in the comment box. I'm always eager to read any information you guys out there have about comics. I really enjoy. I look forward to getting comments so I can learn a little bit more myself. So feel free to leave some comments. Okay. Batman 404 and 405. This one right here, the Frank Miller year one, this kicks it off. But this is also a notable book because it's the first appearance of Carmine Falcone. As you know, if you're watching the show Gotham, he's a secondary character during this season. So that's one reason I would recommend picking this book up. It's also the first appearance of Jillian Loeb, the former police commissioner of Gotham City. And I believe it's also the first appearance of the modern age Catwoman. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, this book 404 comes packed with quite a few first appearances. So I would recommend getting it if you don't have it already. And as I'm going on, you could pretty much tell that this video is pretty much a Batman video. I definitely caught up with a lot of my Batman stuff in this video, so that's pretty much what to expect for the rest of it. So, moving along. Detective Comics 457. This is the first appearance of Leslie Tompkins, who's also going to be on Gotham. She's the lady that helped Bruce after his parents were killed, and I know on the Batman the Animated Series she was a colleague of Thomas Wayne, another doctor. So this is definitely a book worth picking up now that the show's out. It's probably going to start getting a little pricey, so if you could find it. I found it pretty cheap. It's got a little kink right here, a little scratch, not a tear, but a little scratch. I don't know if you could see it as I try to bring it closer to the camera without getting too much glare. But yeah, that's the only thing that really knocks it down. Other than that, I think it's a 7.0. It might even be a little bit higher than that. Sometimes with my grading, I can be a little liberal with my grading, and sometimes I can be a little conservative. So, but yeah, this is really it's in really nice shape just for that little scratch. Another Detective Comics, Detective Comics 469. This is the first appearance of Dr. Phosphorus, but I think more importantly, it's the first appearance of Rupert Thorne. I don't know if he's going to be on the new show or not, but I know he was prominently on the Batman the Animated Series. So yeah, he was a little different when he first showed up. I think he was a corrupt senator rather than a gangster. But yeah, he looks pretty much the same. I read the book. If you saw the cartoon, if you're familiar with what Rupert Thorne looks like on the animated series, he looks exactly the same in the comics. So that was pretty cool to see. Here's another one I recommend you getting if you can. It's still relatively cheap. Detective Comics 471. This is the first modern appearance of Hugo Strange. I think up until this point, this book came out in the 70s, the late 70s. Maybe it's not the modern age. Maybe it's more Copper Age. I don't know. But I think up until this point, Hugo Strange has been dead for like 30 some odd years since the early issues of Detective Comics, and they finally brought him back in this issue. I don't think he has a Silver Age appearance. But yeah, you can still get this pretty cheap. You might even be able to stealth buy it. So I would recommend getting it. You know, you never know with the new Gotham Says show. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Hugo Strange down the line. And he was also on the animated series. So. Okay, we're winding down now. There's only I still have a few books to show, but here, this is the first appearance. This is Detective 478. This is the first appearance of the third Clayface. His name escapes me at the moment. It's not the Matt Hagen one. That was probably, I think the Matt Hagen one was Detective 298. But this, I think, was a good 10 years later. So, yeah, I saw it at the store, you know, once again, it's the first appearance, and it's the first appearance of a character, you know, Clayface that's well known. It's the third incarnation of him, but still, it's worth picking up. So, if you can get it cheap, get it. I would recommend going for it. World's Finest 111. Now, the reason why I got this book is because it is the first appearance of the Clock King. Actually, I believe it's the second Clock King. The first Clock King showed up, I think, in the early 40s. But I believe this Clock King, the one that shows up in this issue, he was the one that showed up in Batman, the 1966 TV series. So once again, another Batman villain who didn't start out as a Batman villain, but another villain that showed up on the TV series and later the animated series that I wanted to get. So I think it's, if you could get it, go for it. It wasn't that expensive. I think this one's a 5.0. Yeah. But still a relatively good looking book. What the hell is this? Still a relatively good looking book. Good sharp colors and everything. But it's got its issues. So if you can get it, go for it. Okay, now we're going to get down to some of the heavy hitters that I was very fortunate enough to pick up. So we will start off with this one. Batman 227. What could I say? Love the cover. I know it's an homage to Detective Comics 31. I think this one's drawn a little bit better than Detective Comics 31, but that's just my opinion. Another great Neil Adams cover. It was a pretty cool story. I was able to read it. I read it. You know, of course, I'd been able to read it, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. This is not in bad shape at all. I think it's a 5.5, might even be a 6 to be quite frank. As you can see, it's in relatively good shape. Just a few, you know, a few things along the spine, nothing too bad. And a little bit of writing here in the B. It's barely noticeable. It looks like someone tried to write on it, but then the pen started running out of ink, so that's good. But yeah, everything's intact. Really cool book. You know, I know this book has been featured heavily in a lot of your videos. A lot of you were able to get this video, it's not this video, this book, way before me. So, hey, great. I'm glad to be part of the club now. But yeah, definitely this was one that was on my list for a while, and I was happy I was able to finally get it. Another one that was on my list for a while, Batman 251. I was able to get this one for a pretty good price. I think it's a 6.0, maybe a 5.5. Because, there's a couple color breaks along the spine, but other than that, the book's in great shape. And here's a little crease over here in the corner. But a great book. Really cool story. It had good pacing. And am I to believe that this is the first Copper Age appearance of the Joker? Once again, leave a comment. I know this is the issue where he goes back to his homicidal ways that were abandoned in the 50s and in the 60s. So, yeah, it was really cool. It was good to see the Joker being the Joker and not some bumbling clown buffoon from some of the stories in the 60s. But another Neil Adams cover. Awesome, awesome book, and very happy to have it. Okay, we're getting down to the last four. Another important issue. Batman 189, the first Silver Age appearance of the Scarecrow. I am not sure how many appearances the Scarecrow had made up until this point. I know he showed up in... I don't even remember the name of the book. I know it was in the early 40s. I think it was like number 3 of whatever title. It might have even been World's Finest. But what's cool about this book is they reprint the story. I think once again it was World's Finest number 3. They reprint that original story in this book, so you can see the origin of the Scarecrow before they get to the actual story. So yeah, this is a good 7.0, just very minor, maybe even an 8, but just a little bit right here and there. I know I'm just being picky, but yeah, I'm very happy to have been able to get this issue. I've been trying to get all those first appearances, like the Silver Age and the Modern Age appearances of the Batman villains. I still haven't been able to get the Penguin yet, but or Clayface. I would love to get Clayface and Mad Hatter and so forth, but I was able to pick up this one, and I was very happy to do so. So yeah, Batman 189, Silver Age Scarecrow. Detective Comics 411. This is the first appearance of Talia al Ghul. Pretty cool book. She makes her first appearance before her father. I believe this book came out a month before the Batman 232, which I showcased in my Halloween haul last month. Yeah, so pretty cool issue. It's a hot book. Talia was in the movie Her Dark Knight Rises, and she was on the animated series, and who knows, eventually down the line, you never know, she might appear on the TV series Gotham. Really solid book. I think it's an 8, yeah, definitely an 8.0. Happy I was able to get it in a decently high grade. But yeah, first appearance of Talia al Ghul, Detective Comics 411. Okay, last two. I was very happy I was able to get these last two books I'm about to show you, but this one I'm really proud of. I know you're getting quite a nasty glare there, but this is Detective Comics 400, the first appearance of Man-Bat. I was lucky enough to have been able to get it CGC'd at a 9.0 with white pages. Beautiful book, front and back. And yeah, this was a book I was trying to get for a while. I did not expect to have been able to get it CGC'd at such a high grade, a very fine to near mint shape with white pages, no less. But yeah, I was able to do it, and yeah, it's a great addition to my ever-growing CGC or graded book collection. Yeah, really cool book. Nice colors, nice art. Sorry, I'm moving it. I know you're getting a glare as I'm moving it because I still have the Mylar bag over it. but let me just turn it around. Yeah, nothing much on here, but just shows that the colors are still really nice. No dirt, no yellowing, no anything like that. Yeah, Detective Comics 400. Love this book. Love it. I think I've had it out for like the past couple of weeks, you know, before I did this video here, just looking at it. Yeah, it's really enamored with it. Really cool character, Man-Bat, although some people probably think it's like corny. But Man-Bat was in the animated series. It would be cool to see him on Gotham, you know, his alter ego at least. What was it, Carl Langstrom? So that would be cool. And the last one for this video, this was this I guess was definitely a Batman comic haul video. But the last one, which I think is probably the best one of them all. I may be wrong. If you don't think so, let me, you know, write me a post or write me an email. But I think this is the best of the lot, so that's why I saved this one for last. Batman 171. This is my first PSX book, and it's 7.0. Yeah, this is the first appearance of the Silver Age Riddler. Once again, I think with Scarecrow, I'm not certain how many appearances the Riddler made in the Golden Age. I know he made his first appearance in Detective Comics, I think 140 or 148, one of them. I'm not certain which one. But I think he only made a couple appearances up until this point. This came out in 1965. Now here it's a fine, very fine, 7.0, like I said. But the pages, it's like cream to white pages. So I guess some pages are cream, some pages are off-white, some pages are white, you know, whatever. I don't know. I know there's some debate out there about PGX, how they grade. I don't know. I've heard stories that they grade more harshly than CGC. You know, I don't know. But I was able to get this at a really good price, and I jumped on it. So at that point, I really could not care less if it was CGC or PGX, as long as it was graded. And it was graded recently. About a month ago. It says right here, graded October 2014. So the guy I bought it, I got it off of eBay. The guys probably submitted it and then quickly got it back and put it up. So yeah, really nice, sharp colors. One of my top books. Now, as I close this video, I once again want to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and I enjoy watching your videos, and I'm trying to catch up with watching some of your videos. You know, you guys put out a lot of great comic vids, haul videos, and whatnot. And sometimes it's a little hard for me to catch up with all of them. Believe me, I want to watch them all and leave tons of comments for you. But a lot of times my knowledge on DC stuff and even other stuff like Image and Kamiko and all that other stuff is quite limited. So I try to watch your videos specifically for those type of comics like DC, Batman stuff, because you're giving me an education. My only other way of learning about these books is reading the price guide and seeing what happened in this issue and that issue. So I rely a lot on you guys for an education, and I appreciate it. And anytime I make an error, please feel free to leave it in the comment box. I'm always looking to improve and to learn more. I'm probably going to have another haul video before Christmas sometime, and probably one after Christmas, or probably a very short one after Christmas, because I'm hoping to get a couple of books for Christmas. But I'm also trying to work on a key issue video, or key issue videos. I was thinking about going through my collection and seeing what key books I have and try to rank them, in my opinion, on what my top key books are. And it wouldn't matter what condition they're in. As you know, I have, some of you, if you saw my other videos, I have an Amazing Spider-Man 4 team, which is the first appearance of the Green Goblin. And it's a key issue. But my version is in poor shape. You know, it's got tape on it, it has extra staples, it's a real piece of garbage. But nonetheless, it's still a key book, so I would probably rank it pretty high. But if you have any thoughts on that, you know, or any tips, send me an email or leave a comment. But like always, I'm grateful for all of you, new subscribers, old subscribers that watch my videos and deal with my mistakes and all that stuff. But thanks again for watching, and I'm going to be on the lookout for some of your new videos, not only because I enjoy watching them, but I'm also getting an education from a lot of you. You guys are, I think you guys are great. Lightning, Spidey Fan, Hero Hunter, and a bunch of others that escape me right now. It's kind of late, and but I wanted to do this video before the month was out. So thank you again, and hey, keep making your videos. They're helping me out a lot. Take care.